They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
And that's the bottom line. Go Stone Cold Sex. Are you ready?
You're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Hey yo. Ooh, yeah.
With your host, Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Show. Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday, it's episode 32. It is me, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. And you know I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the Galdem Sugar Sugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, so people, we normally have the master of the top rope elbow, Steve, looking forward to making it 5 in a row, but he is kind of, in a bit of a trouble situation. It seems like we had him online and then all of a sudden, he's had a power cut, so we're going to have to wait for him and hopefully he gets to jump on board. So we're just going to kick on with the show. As always, Twitter fans, follow us on Twitter, at Sunday Segue, Segue spelled S-E-G-U-E. Email us, please, sundaysegue@gmail.com. Listen to all our old episodes on YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, and download that Double Twist player. Shugs, you had a good weekend?
Yeah, man. Just chilling, relaxing, just ready for the podcast, ready to rock and roll.
You had any crazy weather out where you at?
It was raining yesterday when I was playing football, so I was wet through to the bone, but just got to man up, get on with it.
Don't know. Yeah, it's kind of blistery out here yesterday, just blowing all my boxes all over the place and shit. Like, god damn it, on the line I have to take that off.
My girlfriend was saying that she was out in the garden and a tree blew down, and she's lucky she just didn't get squashed, because it was some big willow tree just dropped. But it fell the opposite way, so she was lucky. But yeah, I suppose the wind's been up and stuff.
Yeah, you don't need that.
No, definitely not.
Right, we're just gonna go to the shout outs. Got a shout out Attitude Era podcast. Me and Shugs been listening to you guys obsessively, one after the next, just taking in the really good Attitude Era. So yeah, just shout out to you guys. You're doing some good stuff, man. You keep us having a laugh, innit, Shugs?
There's plenty of jokes, you need a good podcast that can tell you about your wrestling and give you something to laugh about,
Also give a shout out to our new followers. So at Chrissy Bird Mall, also at Robot Hammer, at WWE Die Hard 4 Brandon, also Sim Moneymaker 99, holla at your boy. Thanks. Ashley Hill 96 as well, following us now. So thanks for following. Be sure to listen to the show. We also, don't forget, the message board is up there. Please access our message board and just tell us your thoughts about Raw. And we'll read it out on the show. Again, 4 more places left for people to, message, and you'll get on the show as a special guest. So, just want to mention, Shugs, Mark Henry. Please, can you put that picture of Mark Henry up on our Twitter? Because Mark Henry is out here looking like Rick Ross, in it, Shugs.
Well, he had the trim last week. And I saw the pictures on the message boards and stuff. But then Halloween came and he just went into full Rick Ross mode, doing his thing. It's like time he just let go of the hair. The hair was going, wasn't it? We don't want another R-Truth 8 years, so it's,
no more pushback.
He just embraced it and just took it off.
And he looks good, man. He looks like a proper heel now. He looks like he would just... I mean, he looked like it before, but he really looks like he would just mess someone up quick time. So I'm quite looking forward to his return. Right, so let's just go straight into the WWE Hell in a Cell review discussion. Shugs, I thought it was like an up and down pay-per-view. Ryback and Punk was shit, and I was just annoyed that the Weetabix kid didn't get his ass handed to, man.
Yeah, you know, he already got injured, so whether he would have lost, you don't know. You know, whether they would have booked him to go, you know, to drop the title to Big E, but yeah, it was just a shame we didn't see him just get fucked up, really.
I would have loved that, man. I mean, Rhodes Uso Shield match was just great, man. Like there was some crazy stuff going on. What was the big spot in that match again?
I think it was the suplex to the outside.
Oh
Was it
god,
that one?
yeah, that was just
Yeah.
sick. I
So
did not see that coming.
top rope suplex from Cody from the outside on Rollins onto everyone else who was in the match.
Yeah, didn't see that coming at all. And I didn't see anyone else on the ground, so I was like, wait, what the hell? Who's he? Where are they superlexing to? Like, yeah, it was madness. Fucking Cena, man.
You've missed a lot of matches, and you've just
Yeah,
gone
I'm gonna
straight
go.
to Cena.
Hey, I'm gonna go through the way, but I just gotta get there. I gotta get off my chest because fucking Cena, man. He just comes in and does what Cena does, you know. Fucking Cena. What else did we see on there, Shugs?
Miz called out the Wyatts and got fucked up, and then Kane came back, so we had the return of Kane. And he just chokeslammed everyone. Fandango and Summer Rae against Kali and Natalya, so we've got Great Kali on a pay-per-view for some reason, and Summer Rae's debut. Ambrose against Big E, and they just smashed each other's heads in, literally.
Oh god.
That was horrible. When,
Mm-hmm.
especially when on the pay-per-views they got this the super slow-mo, so
Yeah.
you can just actually see the connection of like the head, Big E's head, into Ambrose's face.
That super slow-mo camera's sick.
Yeah, definitely. CM Punk against Ryback and Heyman.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to talk about the driver of like the cherry picker or wherever they had?
The driver of the cherry picker. This guy, right? If WWE, if you're gonna kind of employ someone to do a job, make sure they do it properly, because this guy didn't know what he was doing. Like, it was just off key. It was just off key. He's just trying to man couldn't
It's
reverse
like,
and
yeah, for those things, obviously you just need. They've got a little joystick on them, and you just drive them. You know, I don't see what's so hard about it. And they got jammed, and they couldn't get up the carpet, and then they couldn't move in a straight line. But obviously, Heyman's just a pro, and he just got on with it, and then just stood on the top of the cage for 20 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. You got our next man looking to stand on the cage. You want to make sure this shit is done properly, because you don't want people falling off the cage now. We don't want to over the edge 99 happening again. So, rest in peace, Owen Hart. That's all I'm saying about that. Main event, HBK just hit the most bodgiest sweet chin. And I know they tried to switch the camera angle, but they didn't get to it in time. So we saw a bodge sweet chin. I mean, what did you think of that match, Shugs?
I thought they were doing a good match, until all the bullshit started. Yeah, I just thought that I don't know. I think the finish spoiled the match,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I suppose it is what it is. Orton's the champ again, and I'm glad it was main event though. I'm glad they didn't switch it, because when they started talking halfway through the show, I thought that the Cena match was going to be the main event. I thought Bryan and Orton were up next,
Mm-hmm.
and then I thought Cena was going to be back and he was going to be main event again, and I was just like, this is some even more bullshit. But we were saved.
We were saved indeed. I mean, the match, it was what it was. I mean, you did kind of semi-call it, saying it was, it was gonna be some kind of a bodge, but yeah, man, I wanted it to be clean. I actually wanted it to be clean, but if a heel's gonna win, they're gonna try and not do that, innit? And I would have thought that they would have done it clean, just to solidify Orton as an actual, yeah, bam, I'm the champ, and what, but again, another bodge. That knee on Triple H. The cameraman, again, he missed that.
Well, I think this knee is some sort of mythical move, because they miss it in every show.
Right, it's to sort that shit out, man. You're there firing creative guys. Fire the camera guy. Bring the next dude in.
Wow, somebody's switching the camera angle, so it's somebody in the studio who's choosing which feed they're going to watch and which angle they're going from.
Who's the production dude again?
Exactly.
Kevin Kelly.
So
Nah, what's his name? Just fix up, man. I
exactly.
know you get peas. Shugs could do a better job than that.
Say no more.
Give him the money. Hashtag tech guy.
Indeed.
Standard. All right. So Shugs, who was your highlight of the night?
Well, the highlight was the first match was the best match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
The tag team match, triple threat tag team match. The Usos were just trying to get in the match, try to get a piece of the action, and they just, they had to try and like tag themselves in. But it's just three teams, good chemistry, and they just went for it. Like, they started off the show and they just whipped up the crowd. It started off slow, but then it just got better and better and better, and it was just like another great finish.
Yeah, those tag team matches, they're really giving them the spotlight now, and I really like it. Just hopefully it doesn't die down and they bring up some more other, tag teams. What was your disappointment of the night?
Just seeing Cena back and just being like Sandow said, handed the opportunity. Where did he deserve to be number one contender? Why did he deserve a shot at the world heavyweight title? No one's asked that question. It hasn't been said why. The only reason is because he's John Cena. That's why he got it, and that's not a good enough reason.
No, it's not. It's not. Not anymore. You just, there's so many people out there that deserve these shots. And like I did on my rant a couple of weeks ago, they're failing themselves. They are really, really failing themselves. But we'll get into their failures a bit more when we talk about Raw. So who was the pay-per-view MVP?
I would say, the Rhodes brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to do between them because like Goldust is like the old pro and Cody's like the young up and comer. But I think Goldust does a good job of putting Cody over and making him look good. So I just think these two have been the best on the last few pay-per-views, really.
Well, it's funny. It's like what you said a couple of weeks ago. Look at this. We've been listening to Attitude Era podcast, and a good 4 podcasts in a row. Goldust, this is in 98 and 99. Goldust, was their pay-per-view MVP, right? Or their match of the night. And now we fast forward, how many years, and then Goldust is doing it again, 15, 14 years, in the future, and he's doing it again. Pay-per-view MVP. He's been the, Raw, he's just been the best wrestler of the week on Raw the last couple of weeks as well. Goldust is doing his thing. Shugs, prediction results. We haven't done predictions of results in a while, have we? Not properly.
No, not really.
And that's my fault, people. So I'm sorry about that, but we're going to do it now. So, yeah, prediction results. Who took it down?
Well, because of the changes to the schedule, because there was a few matches that weren't on there, or they didn't really announce. So there was no Biggie title match, so that went. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A few people got 5. You, Jace, and James Powers all got 5. But I think that Top Rope Elbow, Steve, got them all right.
Oh, gee.
He predicted Orton, Los Matadors, Cena, Punk, CodyDust, and AJ Lee. Yeah, he got them all right.
Steve, you better hurry up and get your ass on this show so we can say you won this shit. Yeah, you're a G. You got them all right. Yeah, so up and down pay-per-view. Survivor Series is next. Hopefully we get a better pay-per-view. Seeing out the year, getting ready for the Royal Rumble. All right, so let's go into Raw, people. Segment 1. This monkey-ass fool Cena promo, okay? Now, here comes this fucking schmuck, right? Comes out, giving us cheese as he always does. I just had enough of the cheese strokes. I just had enough of the cheese.
I think he's been spending like too much time in Westbury, what is it?
West Newbury, Massachusetts.
Yeah, West Newbury, Massachusetts, because his Boston accent has just come back strong, and it's like he's regressing back into the rapper, The way he sounds, the way he's going on, the way he's talking, especially on SmackDown, he was just going back to the old Cena. So maybe he's going to start spitting again.
Well, would you want to see him spit?
It's got to be better than the bullshit he's doing now.
Standard. standard. Yeah, but then you're gonna get full kids running up in school trying to spit like John Cena. You don't want to be spitting like John Cena. Spitting like Kendrick Lamar, yeah. Spitting like John Cena, no. Like, leave that shit behind. Should they have kept him off TV longer?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not believable. His injury is not believable, so it makes you doubt the severity of the injury rather than they're trying to put over his like powers of recovery. But all you're doing is doubting whether he was actually injured as much in the first place. Maybe he just had a bit of fluid on his elbow and didn't even have like that bad a tear on his tricep.
Because he didn't really need to beat Del Rio. Someone else could have beat Del Rio. He could have been held off TV to Royal Rumble and made it even bigger and better surprise. But yeah, I'm hearing on the grapevine that WWE has made a verbal agreement with Hogan. So it looks like Hogan may even be a secret entrant into the Royal Rumble. Don't even know if I want to see that. But I don't know, maybe. But WrestleMania, don't mind it. But Royal Rumble, don't know. We just have to see. Well, Cena, he did his promo. Sandow comes out, and Sandow starts duffing him up. Basically, he's just like, yeah, bam, I got my briefcase. I'm gonna F you up, and I'm gonna cash in the briefcase. So he cashes in the briefcase. Referee comes down, and we get an impromptu Cena versus Sandow match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Shugs, was you surprised to see this on Monday?
Well, yeah, because when it started, I was like still awake. Obviously, it came on at like 12 now because of the clocks going back or whatever. So I watched the beginning, and it was just like he cashed in the Money in the Bank, and then we had like a TV break. So we had like 3 minutes, and then we came and the match started, and we had another TV break. So it's like Cena even can control the powers of fucking advertising, so he can get a breather.
Yeah, let my arm.
When you see a cash in like the Ziggler cash in, you want to see it live. You want to see everything happen, not we go and then we come back and they start in the match. So we leave and Cena's on the floor mashed up outside the ring where he's been beaten down, and then we come back and he's in the match and it's like ding 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 ready to start, like as if they're having a normal match.
Exactly, that's where shit's gonna go down. Well, before I even get into this a bit further, our number one fan on the Sunday Segue, who was on our show last week, Mr. Lewis Hatton, he messaged me and said that he wanted to have some time to rant. So, yeah, we're just going to listen to him now. I recorded this earlier in the week, so here we go. Just hit his music.
'Cause I got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key. Come on now, let's get together in perfect harmony.
So Lewis, your boy Sandow, tell me a bit about how you feel, the fact that he cashed in the Money in the Bank and it didn't go to plan.
Okay, so what do I think about Sandow cashing in? It's stupid, basically. Like, he had a good opportunity to cash in at the pay-per-view, but no, he waits till the night after, gives Cena a bit of time to recover. Yes, he does go and beat him up afterward, like beforehand, but again, we all know what Cena's like. We all know that was never going to have any impact on the fact that Cena was going to win, because Cena doesn't lose. I think I saw a tweet during the week saying that Cena would beat monkeys with lasers coming out of their eyes or something like that. But yeah, we all know what's going to happen now. Sandow's going to end up as like a jobber to Curtis Axel and Sin Cara. And yeah, the better point is, why give Sandow the briefcase if he's not going to become World Heavyweight Champion? Like, you had Cody Rhodes and Antonio Cesaro in that Money in the Bank match. Why couldn't you have given it to one of those two? Those two would have done more with it than what Sandow has. So, just like, they need to sort out their logic more than, yeah, basically. It's just, I don't understand why. If you're going to give it to Sandow, make him win the title. Make him do something with it. Not just make him lose it, then get a rematch, probably at Survivor Series. then that'll be it then. He'll get, like I said, he'll go back to being a jobber like he has been when he had the money in the bank. It's just stupid.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, well, Lewis obviously unhappy about Sandow losing and then not winning the World Heavyweight title. He did a good job, Sandow, for what it was worth, even though he lost. But Shugs, how did you feel when this match kind of went the way it did?
I was obviously disappointed because it would have been nice to see Sandow go over against Cena, but I didn't for 1 second think anything different was going to happen, really.
Did this elevate Sandow, do you think?
I think it made him look better than he has for his whole cash-in reign. Cashing in and losing, he looked better than he did for holding it for however many months. You know? He looked stronger cashing it in than he did just holding the title, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that says something. That definitely says something. But
I think, and they were saying he got a lot of praise in backstage. Yeah, for, just the way he went about it and the way he handled the situation, which is good. If this is the making of Sandow, then it's worth it, It's
worth it until next week when he faces Ziggler and probably just does the, does the JOB on the Raw. You just don't know. This is what WWE's like. You would have thought that he gets a bit of a, he's lost his briefcase. Just give him some time to shine a bit. He's in the entrance. He's in the video package entrance for NXT. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on NXT quite a bit. But really and truly, he should be on SmackDown, winning, putting together some nice matches, some nice wins, I should say. But yeah, my man Sandow, sorry, man. Sorry, that's all I can say. Segment 3, we saw Big E versus Ambrose. They clearly wanted to show these guys' wounds because they looked like they were just busting each other up the night before on the pay-per-view. Big E, he had a cut under his eye, didn't he, Shugs?
Yeah, like a big cut. He was opened up on the pay-per-view, and then Ambrose had a cut on his chin as well. I think they just wanted to, show what had happened last night and basically show off that they were tough competitors. They had stitches and they were just, getting back on it the next day.
There was a segment just before it started, and it looks like they're kind of teasing Roman Reigns leaving the Shield, because Ambrose was basically saying, "Yo, I'm the best, you ain't shit."
Yeah, I think they were teasing it on the pay-per-view. They've been teasing it again, just the way the Reigns looks at the other two. So, I think it'll be good if they do split, and then it's Reigns against Rollins and Ambrose. I think that'll be a good way to start off, but I don't think they should split yet, really.
No, not yet. I've heard on the dirt sheet.
They've been together 1 year, because they joined in Survivor Series. They came into Survivor Series, so 1 year, and they're already splitting them up.
Yeah, I'm hearing this isn't going to happen for a number of months anyway. It's going to be a slow build, which is always better, like they did with Batista, because that turn was wicked. There's nothing better than a Batista bomb through a table on Triple H. People were tired of him having the belt for so long at that point. So yeah, there's no better than that. Can Big E take it from here now? Because it seems like the fans are kind of really taking to him.
Yeah, I suppose, but he needs like a good program. So if he's going to be in with Ambrose, or if he's going to be with Weetabix Kid, then we need like a good angle, like a good build. We need to have a chase, not just like go straight over. There needs to be. They need good storylines. They need something to make us like Big E, rather than just like, oh, I'm a babyface now, cheer for me, which is what happens too much.
Yeah, it messes up the the storylines. It messes up of the kind of believability of the show. I know they're trying to come across like it's obviously it's the real thing. We obviously know it's not, but there's some ways into which they can actually help their product. Again, some what's it called? Some kind of smudge starts happening. Some clusterfuck shit starts happening, and the Shield come in and start dealing with it, and obviously Usos come down, so they made this, out comes Maddox, aka
Teddy Long. Straight up tag team match
player. And makes a tag team match. Why they should just have Teddy Long for just that, you know, that bit. shouldn't they?
Where is Teddy Long? Has he gone back to like being a pimp, or is he gone? I don't know what he's doing.
If he's gone back to being a pimp, yeah, I just hope he doesn't regress so far back to like 1991 when he was sporting that long Jerry curl with Doom, Butch Reed, and Ron Simmons, man. All you got, people out there, please make sure you go on Google, right? Go on images, type in Teddy Long Doom, and just see the locks on this guy's head, the Jerry curl. Jeez, it's a sight. It's a sight. So we had the tag team match, Usos and Big E versus the Shield. Rollins again, standout, man, weren't they?
Yeah, I think that Rollins he's one of these people who makes everyone else look good, you know, and in the same way makes himself look good. Do you know what I mean? Because he always makes everyone's offense. He's a bit like Ziggler. He makes everyone's offense look like really, really good, and I just think that, you know, I suppose that Reigns improved a lot because he was so green when they started, but Rollins was already good, and he's just got better, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought that that's how it's meant to go. You go in developmental, you make some noise, yeah, become their champion. You come up and you make some more noise, whether it's on your own as in a group, and he's done both. Hopefully, he doesn't get to a point where he's just putting other guys over just because, you know, i.e. Cesaro, just because he's a good in-ring worker. Hopefully, you know, he gets a chance, he holds the Intercontinental, one of those. I think a Rollins-Ambrose feud for one of those belts would be wicked. I think, personally, it would be, you know, a good kind of match. But you know, we've seen Rollins against Daniel Bryan. So, you know, he can do some really good matches. So hopefully, he gets the ball. Usos double super kick on Rollins, horrible double super kick, and then Roman Reigns finishes it off with a double spear on the Usos. We haven't really seen much double spears, have we?
No, but I think they're just making like the spear look strong. It seems to like just put anyone away, and then obviously they're just showing that, like, you know, he's got this double spear as well, you know, some next level shit. So I think he's just been portrayed as a beast from like day one, you know, so they've done a good way. He's only been like pinned once, and that was by his cousins, so, you know, I think he's doing really well.
Yeah. This finish does it done, and when it's a segment 5, HBK promo. I mean, HBK started all holy and shit, like, and then he just switched up into like heel real quick. Basically, just said to Bryan, like, "Listen up, you self-righteous little puke." Shugs, can anyone just like switch up from a holy down into a heel so quickly than Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, I just think they just got pissed off, didn't he? You know, Bryan pissed him off, pushed his buttons, and then he just switched straight away. You know, I'm HBK. That's what he said. I'm Shawn Michaels. You know, if I offer you my hand, you shake it. I think it was good. I think it was a good switch.
It was real heated. It was nice. I'm surprised he didn't say, like, "I'm Shawn Michaels, you know, I'm the showstopper, I'm the main event, I'm Mr. WrestleMania," you know, just reel off the normal HBK shit. That would have been joke if he said, you know, "I'm a HB shizzle" as he's angry. That would have been interesting to see. But after that, Bryan took no shit, and he snapped.
Yeah, I just think that he put in the yes lock, and like, I think it was good because, like, you know, sometimes they haven't even got it locked in and people are like tapping, but he put it in, and like HBK didn't tap for a while, but then he was like tapping the fuck out.
I mean, how good was this that the fans actually kind of, you know, it was over with the fans, because it's a bit of a grey area, isn't it? Because HBK is technically a face, and it's a face-on-face thing, and you don't know how the crowd's going to react. But
yeah,
they started shouting.
Yeah, you tapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that, I think the crowd obviously shows that Bryan is over with the crowd. And, you know, obviously they turn on HBK. He already gave him the sweet chin and, you know, cost him the match. And then he turned on him again. So they're just, like, letting him know who they're with, like, who they're following.
Very, very important. As we like to say, the crowd decides, not WWE, and the crowd did us proud. Going to the first segue view, Bryan and the Wyatt family. Sugs, Bryan just gets fucked up, man.
Yeah, I just think that it's just like, obviously we've been saying we want something to happen with the Wyatts. It seems like they sort of replaced the Shield.
Yeah.
Whether this, like, the devil behind his eyes is going to be like Vince McMahon, or whether it's going to be Triple H or something like that, or whether it's just, you know, or the Undertaker even. But yeah, they're just fucking people up, which is what the Shield used to do.
And not only fucking people up, like doing it in such a graphic way. I mean, like, you give him the Sister Abigail onto this fence, and then you step back, and then you take this carriage thing and just ram his head. It was just like...
But I think Bryan sold it well when he was just like shaking and shit, like on the floor. Yeah. It was good.
Oh my god. It's just crazy. But I mean, do you think this kind of signals Bryan out of the main event picture?
Well, it looks like, you know, he was off Smackdown as well. You know, I can't remember the last time he was on Smackdown, so they're selling the injury. So whether he'll be on Raw this week, I don't know. But, you know, maybe they're just taking him off TV for a bit. Try to sell it as best as they can.
I
think they need to keep him off for like another week at least. You know, if your head's getting mashed up like that and then you just come back 7 days later, you're fine. You know, it's not making the attack look strong.
Yeah, I think what will happen is, you know, we'll see the Wyatt family trying to deal with someone else, and then we'll see Daniel Bryan and another person, which we'll get into later, run in and, you know, try and save the day as you do. Well, after that, he must win the Royal Rumble now.
I think that's the way they're going to get him back in. So I think he can be out of the picture until then.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I'd be happy.
Definitely be happy with that. But actually go for the WWE title and not the World Heavyweight. Actually, I'll be happy with either one, but I prefer him to actually hold the main strap. Let him run with it, like, because day after WrestleMania, like we know, you know, Raw's gonna change again. We're gonna see some new people. We're gonna see some new feuds, and what better way to start the new season? You know, with Bryan at the top. Let's go on to segment 6. Los Matadores versus 3 Megabytes. 5. We have it 5 times.
I put 6 down on mine.
6?
I thought because
I beg your pardon.
I'm sure they fought on Smackdown as well.
You're right. 6 times. What is going on? It's not like they're feuding. Because Los Matadores are feuding with Real Americans. So why are we seeing this again? They faced this team more than any other team. 6. Oh, jeez. I'm kind of tired of seeing it now. I know, you know, El Torito's a little funny guy, but there's only so much, you know, little guy Hurricane as you can see. But, you know, what are they trying to do? They're trying to make some kind of...
I'm just not interested in this at all. It's just some bullshit, you know?
It's like they're trying to make some dodgy series of off-key, fucked-up movies.
Yeah. And the worst thing is, like, they went over on the Real Americans as well at the pay-per-view. And then, like, we see where the Real Americans are getting placed on this show, you know, the day later. Exactly.
Comedy shit as usual, El Torito and Slater. Alright, answer me this. How much do you reckon Slater gets paid to take a fire extinguisher to the face?
I don't know, man. It's just bullshit, like, bullshit.
Alright, segment 7, we have the Bull Bag versus Kane. Kane returns at the pay-per-view, choke slams everyone, including a face Miz. And the Bull Bag gets squashed on Monday Night Raw. Hallelujah.
It's like less than a minute, it seemed like. Just in, few bits, choke slam, good night.
It was like some Luke the Bushwhacker shit. Man, just come in the Royal Rumble. Here you go. Out you go. A minute. Just choke slam and you're gone. And then we get a bizarre moment. King calls out Steph and offers his services to Steph and gives her his mask. Where we go from here? They've
got their own beast now. Like, they lost Big Show, who was just mashing people up, and now they've got Kane. So I think that's what it was.
You know she was holding that mask away from her face because that shit must stink. That must stink. Oh god. But yeah, it looks like the Beast is now with the Authority. Have they actually named this group the Authority yet.
I don't know whether it's like the official name, but it's like anything else. You know, fucking if Michael Cole says it, then that's what they're called, really.
Who wants to believe anything Michael Cole says nowadays? But yeah, looks like that. Segment 8, Punk versus Ryback. Shugs, we get this again the day after, and then they try and get money out of people by voting and the app or whatever, however they do it, trying to invest us even more. The night before the match was shit. I mean, was this any better?
Well, not really. It's just I thought it was finished. I thought there's a line drawn under it. So if you're gonna watch the same match the next night, then I didn't see the point. You know, if it was just gonna lead into like what happened after the match, he could have wrestled anyone.
But then we get Ryback taps out. He's meant to be a monster, and now he's a monster pussy.
Well, yeah, but he went through the table. Did he go through the table and tap out, or was that on Hell in the Cell?
No, he went through the table, Hell in the Cell, right? Same finish it pretty much was. Went through the table, Hell in the Cell, 1, 2, 3 pin. Went through the table
and
on
then
Raw.
got locked in the Anaconda Vice and tapped out.
There you go. Same finish, a little bit of a different ending, but this guy taps out. This big monster perm. What you better do? Wyatt's come out then. So it looks like, Punk and Bryan is going to go into a little program with the Wyatts. Are you interested?
Well, yeah, but I think it'll be good. I think it elevates Bray Wyatt, but like Luke Harper and the other fucking ginger guy, they're shit. Like, I don't want them fighting Punk and Bryan in case they injure him.
Yeah, more Rowan than Harper.
Yeah, the ginger one's terrible.
Yeah, Rowan. They should have given him a bit more time down in NXT, but they were ready to shoot with this, weren't they? So, yeah, this is kind of what they get. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought someone else in and then Rowan kind of goes back down for a bit.
Because they said that Luke Harper had his own promo on NXT.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. He's feuding with Cassius Ohno at the moment. As you know, Ohno's had some heat backstage because of his weight. He's lost loads of weight. Came back, did the JOB to, Harper, but now they're in this feud. So Harper's promo was good on NXT. So yeah, it looks like he's getting a little, role. People backstage, apparently, I hear on the dirt sheets as well, are very happy with Harper. So
yeah, I think his clothesline looks like really good.
Clothesline from hell. Well, have they got a name for his clothesline yet?
No, clothesline from the swamp.
It's just funny how they don't have names for anything, and then all of a sudden you just hear Michael Cole going, "They call this the Sister Abigail." Like, just how do you know?
Exactly.
Who told you?
He's an investigative reporter. Cover the Gulf War.
Yeah, as he likes to throw in there every now and again. Right, segment 9: Real Americans versus CodyDust. What did you think of the match?
I thought it was an alright match. It's just, I didn't like the finish. Didn't like the Real Americans going over. They won with a Patriot lock on Goldust, but especially after they lost to Los Matadores the day before, I'm just like, what the fuck?
It just makes me think like, where obviously, CodyDust are the tag team champs, but they didn't need to lose so quick. Like, not like that at all. We got no giant swing. No giant swing. Obviously, they probably they wanted to maybe protect CodyDust, but you're saying that, and they lost. This is obviously going to set up a match between the two, isn't it?
Yeah, so obviously if they're saying they finish with the Shield, they finish feuding with them, or they're going to get them in, it's going to be like a 4-way tag team match now. Who knows what they're going to do, to be honest. It looked like the tag team was going alright, but then this one is sort of like throwing a spanner into the works.
Could we see, like you said, could we see a 4-team Survivor Series tag match?
Exactly. It could be good, a match for Survivor Series, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, or a 4-way match for the title.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That'll be fine. But it's just Real Americans were booked and they looked weak the night before, and then all of a sudden they beat the tag champs the next night. It's just there's no consistency,
Yeah, and not only that, Swagger takes it down again.
Yeah.
Takes it down again. Swagger's getting some, getting some wins under his belt. Which is not said for this guy. Goes on to segment 10. Del Rio, Mr. Beige at best. Shout out to Bingus, who will be back on the show next week. Del Rio, he even sounds beige.
Well, he's had the job over for thing, you know. He's been running with the title. He's been doing like a good job because there was nobody else to have it, and then he just has to drop it to Cena, like, you know. I'd be pissed if I was him.
Vexed, like, what the hell? I've been holding this shit together, and all of a sudden Cena just comes back, and I gotta drop that shit.
Exactly.
They should have made him beat Cena. That's what they should have done if they wanted to make him, you know, anything. Like, oh man. What's next for Del Rio then, apart from obviously a rematch with Cena at Survivor Series?
Who knows? He needs like a character tweak, or he needs like something different to happen, because it didn't work as a face, and he's boring in his current heel gimmick, like, you know. So they need to change it somehow. How they're gonna do it, I don't know, but it needs changing.
Mm-hmm. And when we mean changing people, we don't mean giving back Ricardo. We don't mean that. We mean something completely, you know, different. That makes us think, oh, okay, you know, shit's going down. Next, Summer Rae versus Natalya. Sugs, man, I was so surprised how shit this match was, because obviously Summer Rae's been wrestling really good on NXT.
Yeah, I just think I suppose it's different. She hasn't been wrestling anyone at the level of Natalya, really, apart from like Paige. She's been wrestling, who's obviously a good worker, and then, you know, she's in there with somebody who's like a seasoned veteran, like, you know, and it's just, but they just didn't come off. They didn't have any good chemistry. Everything just looked forced when they were wrestling.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not excited about the return of Total Divas.
No.
I would like to ask Steve whether he's excited, but we should get a response from him. I'll message him. I'll tweet him. People, please tweet in and let us know if you're excited about the return of Total Divas. Be interested to find out how much of you out there actually watch the show. Right, so that's the end of Divas. You know, we only like to touch on that a little bit. Let's go on to segment 12, which is the final segment, the Orton celebration. Standard Hill promo by Stefan, Triple H and Orton, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just like the same shit we saw like a few weeks ago. Everyone on the ramp, and then, you know, they just stood there for no fucking reason. We get Orton in the ring, time to show some respect, and then the world's biggest, Houdini artist, friggin' Big Show.
Big Show just, you know, comes out.
Maybe he's got camouflage like the Predator, because he seems to be able to get into any building at any time.
For not working there, he doesn't work there, and he's just yeah. So he obviously comes out. Was you surprised CodyDust and Usos helped?
I was surprised that anyone helped, but, you know, like we saw before, the people who helped are going to get punished, so we know the payback's coming, but it was more than just them. It was like everyone, wasn't it?
Everyone. Like, once, it started with the Usos and them, and then they brought them up the ramp, and then everyone just started jumping.
Yeah, then the pushback got involved, and like everyone got involved. You
see the shiny, shiny part of his dome. That's how you just knew it was him. Show looked proper intense, like, once he got in the ring. Did you like his promo on Triple H and stuff?
Well, I suppose it's good, but like, you know, when he does the same thing and like you see all like the spit coming from his mouth and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's just the same shit.
It's recycled shit. Generic promo here. Insert. Did Show, you know, finish the show? No pun intended. Strong.
Yeah. I just think that it was a good finish, but I wanted to see more.
Like what?
I don't know. Punch Triple H in his head.
Box that big nose.
Yeah, or just punch his missus. If you can't get hold of him, punch that gal.
Just box her up. Oh, we do not condone.
We do not condone. You know,
female violence.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not the Attitude Era. You can't punch a gal, or you can't give her a Stone Cold Stunner. You know, so
3D through the table.
Yeah, exactly. You know, times have changed. You know, it's 2013 now. You know.
Yeah, women could box you and get away with it now. So exactly. You know, hold tight, bro kicks. All right, so that's the end of the show, people. Shugs, can I get your raw rate? Oh, I keep doing this, man. The damn R's.
Can I
The
get
damn
your raw
R's.
rating?
Can
Alright, so
I
my
get
raw
the
rating
raw
is,
rating?
what did I give it last week? 6.5.
Yep.
So I would say, when we go through it, if I was doing it like the Bingus effect, if I started with 10 out of 10, Cena promo takes it down to 8, not even to 9. The cash-in sort of brings it up, but then the loss, so we're staying at 8. Big E Ambrose, I saw that last night, so that's 7. Usos and Big E versus the Shield, I suppose we're holding at 7. HBK promo up to an 8. Wyatt family up to like an 8.5 and 9. Lost Matadors back down to 7. Kane Miz holding at 7. Punk Ryback 6. Real Americans versus Goldust 6. Rio Promo, that could be even down to a 5.
Oh, Lord.
Summer Rae versus Natalya. Then we got the Orton celebration. So I'm hanging at like 5.5, 6. So I'm just gonna give it a 6. I
Give
could
it
have
a
just
6,
kept
okay.
going down. Like if I'm
I know.
minusing all the things on the shows, I could just go. I think that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Just use the Bingus method.
The Bingus method is sick. That's all I'm saying. I'm just hashtag that up right now. Hashtag Bingus method. Bingus, like I said, he'll be back next week dashing them Bingus biscuits, so just make sure you listen out for that. Oh, why do I even call it Bingus biscuits? I'm just making up this shit on the
Exactly.
spot.
Exactly.
But you just gotta just do it sometimes, you know. Hopefully Bingus likes it. Throw him a bone. Bingus biscuits. There you go. Alright, so it's time for fan feedback. Shugs, message board, please.
Alright, so we need some more fan feedback because our man James Powers 33 is just like coming through with this just these in-depth ratings. So now I know how Waiting and John Pollock feels like reading through all of these. So I'm gonna do my best. I might skip some bits, but I'm gonna go in. So we start off and he's like, first of all, Hell in a Cell. Some very good solid matches here, but lots of predictability. Liking the Rhodes brothers more every time I see them. Punk fan, so he's finally happy to see Heyman get what he was deserved. Quick note on the Divas match, time for a change. WWE Championship match. Another non-clean ending for a pay-per-view. And then on to Raw. Raw opening with John Cena in the ring, giving John the usual I am back line. He says he doesn't know why some fans hate John Cena. In no way he's a John Cena fan, but to me John Cena is the WWE. What Hogan was, what The Rock was. He is their main event player, their merchandise seller. When John Cena retires, the place will probably be filled with someone like Seth Rollins. Will you boo him? Always. Anyway, rant over. Okay, so we didn't have any rant music. So we, Sandow came out. Good match, though Sandow lost. There's great things that come from him. The commentary team was selling Cena's injury and Doc Samson as the authority to stop there and do a TKO. Big E against Ambrose, second match in a row. Ambrose lost again. You can see a title change come in. Impromptu tag team match again. Shield won, but who cares? HBK explanation was a bit heely, so he could be staying around for a while. And the yes lock was epic from Bryan, so the story continue. The Wyatts now doing the corporations, the authorities bidding. What's happened to the Shield? Primo and Epico, lost Matadors, lose against 3MB. Another repeat match, enough said. Divas, tag team match. Bree keeps getting put down, so not good. Kane's return, very predictable match, but then he called out Steph, dressed her down, and then said it was good for business. So he wants her to unleash, and he also turned heel again. One does wonder. Some bits we missed in the show. We got a David Otunga sidekick.
Oh, yeah. That waste man.
He's still got good music though. I like his music, you know. Yeah, because you get these people and you know they're over, but they got shit music, and then you got some shit people who got good music. Like I still love Swagger's music. His music, you know, and now it's like the Real Americans music. So he ran out the copy of the Big Show's lawsuit, and he's like the legal expert in the WWE. Solid match between Punk and Ryback. Punk truly is the best in the world. The Wyatts attack Punk. Are they doing the authorities bidding? Although Punk has got no beef with the authorities, so we don't know. tag match of Rhodes and Goldust against the Real Americans, an upset win. So expecting a tag team match, fatal 4-way, the same as we said. Alberto Del Rio babbled on for a while. I don't think anyone was interested. Another Divas match between Summer Rae and Natalya. Good showing for Summer Rae. Randy Orton's championship celebration. Triple H and Steph came out. Triple H was sporting the usual boring stuff about Randy Orton. Heck of a man who was one suspension away from permanent dismissal under the wellness policy be the face of the WWE.
Exactly.
I believe there are more stars who deserve their first shot at the big time instead of going back to the same old status quo, like Sandow, Rollins, Rhodes, Bryan, Ziggler, Ambrose. There are many more who deserve their shot. Randy has had his day to him, so rant over. Big Show appeared again. I must say, security is quite lax if a 7-foot bloke can keep sneaking past him. So anyway, the Big Show made it to the ring where he dealt with the Shield. And they got some help from the Rhodes brothers and then the Usos and the entire locker room. Big Show made it to the ring, telling Trips what he's going to take millions of dollars from them. And then he said Raw started with an 8 and dropped in the last hour to a 6.5. And he said no matches were right for Survivor Series, but he's made some predictions.
Oh.
Bryan versus Triple H, fatal 4-way for the tag team. Cena versus ADR and Damien Sandow. And a big prediction is Punk against Orton. So thanks a lot to James. And you guys send your feedback, and me and Kinny will take in turns and we'll read it out.
There you go. Right. So we're going to go to a break, people. We'll be back with SmackDown in 60 seconds, Sugs Stunners, and In the Words Of. And this In the Words Of is going to be a great one, so please don't miss it. Be back in a bit. Peace.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Sugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. Woo! They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It's Sunday episode 32. 32 people, can you believe it? Jeez. You're here with Kinny Killa, the Galdem Sugar Sugs. We're just about to get back into it. SmackDown in 60 seconds. Roll with it, Sugs.
Okay, so SmackDown in 60 seconds. Probably going to take less than 60 seconds this week, but here we go. John Cena comes out, says it's been a busy week. Then we get Zeb and the Real Americans come out. Cena does some of his lame-ass motherfucking pussy shit jokes. This is Swagger. This is Cesaro. Says he's got Papa John pizza nipples. And then this is Zeb. Can't remember what he said about Zeb, but it's some bullshit. And then Vicky comes out, and there's just more bullshit everywhere. The Shield with Roman Reigns against the Usos. We've seen this match loads of times, except this time like they're freezing out Roman Reigns. So it's Ambrose and Rollins. They have a good match, but the Usos get the win. Primetime players against the Wyatt family. The Wyatts go over. Bray gets in the ring, tells Harper and Roman to lift up Young, kisses her on the head, and then drops him with her sister Abigail. We get Miz TV. Miz comes out, starts talking about how his guest was supposed to be Shawn Michaels, but he's not there, so he calls out Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes out, says he fucked him up in his hometown, and people cheered, and then he just gives him an RKO out of nowhere, so Miz is just constantly getting effed up on every show on TV. It's a good job Saturday Night Slam ain't on, because he'd probably get effed up on that. Natalya and the Bellas against AJ, Big Mama Cool, and Alicia Fox. Another clusterfuck match. Natalya and the Bellas win, and then we get Tamina carrying AJ away from the ring again. And then we get a short show, so we get the main event. It's John Cena, Goldust, and Cody Rhodes against Damien Sandow and the Real Americans. And then, surprise, surprise, John Cena and Cody Rhodes and Goldust win. and that's it. A bullshit show, no progression from any of the storylines, loads of Raw recaps, and it's just why does SmackDown exist anymore?
Yeah, they have to bust a vintage collection. What was the vintage
Mate,
fit this
I
week?
fast forward that shit. I haven't got time to watch it. Watching SmackDown is hard enough without me watching some 1970 shit bullshit.
Oh, the Islanders versus Pedro Morales and
Exactly.
fucking Ivanka.
The Portuguese man of war against fucking, I don't know, someone. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Portuguese man of war. Who was that again? That's what's his name? Just Incredible. He played what was his name? The Portuguese man of war.
I don't know. Fucking Max Moon. I don't know.
Aldo Montoya. That's
Exactly.
it. Aldo Montoya versus Max Moon. Just Incredible versus Conan. Great. Okay, fade to black on that one. Right.
Speaking of Conan, have you seen the beef that him and the Weetabix kid had?
No.
No, they got beef. Like Conan was doing an interview, and he was just saying about like he thinks that they should be pushing some different people, and he's like, Axel is a good worker, but he's dry. Like he basically called him the Weetabix kid. Like, do you know what I mean? He said he can't do promos, and he's got no personality. And then Curtis Axel must have just taken it personally, and he was just trying to diss Conan, like, and like Conan just loves beef, and he just went in on him. He's just like, well, I don't know. He said, I didn't say you couldn't work. He just said, you got no personality, and that was it. Just told him straight, like, because he does not give a fuck. But just told him about himself, basically.
He's like Iron Sheik. Like,
yeah.
Just don't care.
No, exactly.
Brother, how are you going to get angry at a man that's telling the truth?
Exactly.
That's probably why he got angry, because he's chatting the truth. Oh, Conan, you got to love him. All right, guys, you better run, because you're about to get caught by the Sugs Stunners.
Sugs Stunners. This is the hardest bit of the show some weeks. So, Jobber of the Week. I'm going to give it to Alberto Del Rio. Because John Cena came back and he had to do the job, Probably Vince McMahon, Triple H come to him and said, Cena's back and he's known for a few weeks. He's going to have to drop the title. He had to run with it. They didn't have any faith in Ziggler. They haven't had any faith in anyone else because he hasn't really had a feud. RVD was leaving. And then Cena comes, drop the title straight away. So, there we go. Bullshit. Move of the week. It's got to be the top rope suplex to the outside. So Cody Rhodes on Seth Rollins. Just a great move. Just one of those holy shit moments where you're just like, oh my god, and you have to rewind it about 4 times. The rest of the week, this is hard because this has been like one of them bullshit weeks in WWE where no one's been like booked strong. And if you won on the pay-per-view, you lost the next night, or you lost on SmackDown. So I'm going to give it to CM Punk. He won on the pay-per-view. He won on Raw. He's fucking don't waste his time with SmackDown. So CM Punk, 2 wins over Ryback, and the rest of the week, because there's no way I'm giving it to that motherfucker Cena.
Thank you very much, motherfucking Cena. My man. Who took it on again? Bloody, what's his name? CM Punk. My man, CM Punk. There you go. Right, so, it's the end of the show. We've gone for it in double quick time. So that's what happens when it's 2 people, but, you got the real shit from the realest people. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. That's it. Simple as that. So,
like them chicken tenders. They're boneless, like them chicken tenders.
Oh my god, I'm glad you reminded me about that. Oh god. Enzo Amore, big cast.
But
you just better recognize.
The thing is, like, on a little NXT thing, but they got a good gimmick, but they're basically jobbers. They're like Santinos,
Yeah.
It'd be good because, like, it'd be good if, like, the little guy, is it Enzo Amore?
Yeah.
It'd be good if, like, he was, like, not good, but they were pushing big cast, like, because he's like a big dude, isn't he?
He's 7 foot.
Exactly. So the other guy's probably not even that small, but he looks tiny. So, at least push one of them. Don't have them both jobbing it. We got Santino. It's always good to have comedy, but I don't know, man. The gimmick is good.
The gimmick is joke. And the crowd, they're over with the crowd, man. straight. They're spelling out SAWFT, SWAFT, every week. So they're doing their thing. So yeah, end of the show, people. It's time for us to scoot out. My son's crying in the background, which means it's time for me to dust out. I can't do this without the girl them Sugs as usual.
Pleasure, mate. It's always a pleasure. It gets me to bed on a Sunday, otherwise I'd still be sleeping till 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and you've had a really nice week off, haven't you? So, yeah.
Yeah. I've done 1 year on my FIFA career. That's it. That's all I've managed. 1 season. Got Newport County. We got that promotion. Got my stats up. I don't play all this online bullshit. I'm a classic gamer. Online's not the way for me. I grew up with my Super Nintendo and my Mega Drive and my NES, just playing against a computer, playing against myself. I don't want to play against some next guy in fucking Hong Kong.
Get murked up.
Exactly. He just fucking got the controller plugged into his fucking brain.
Messing up your confidence and shit.
Exactly. When you can't even get a touch of the ball and stuff.
Oh, God. Oh, lad. There you go. You just got to love him. Hashtag tech guy. Get them Sugs. Next week, people, we'll have the return of King Bingus and obviously the return of the master of the top rope elbow, Steve Dawson. Little, we have it every now and again, technical difficulties. It's just so it was his turn. So, yeah, there you go. They'll be back next week. May have Jace. We may have Sammy Ogami. You'll never know. We may have someone from America. You just don't know. That's what happens on this show. So, in the words of this week, this is for you, Sugs, and the Attitude Era podcast. In the words of Triple H, DX insulting the nation. Classic Triple H dressing up as The Rock. So, yeah, you can find it on YouTube, Sugs. You just know how it is.
Speaking of that, how actually racist do you think this incident was? Or are we prepared to gloss over that like we gloss over the male-on-female violence of the Attitude Era?
Nah. We just real. We keep it real out here.
Because they were blacked up.
They were Hey, listen, X-Pac was blacked up. Right? X-Pac was blitzed.
Ms. Ark Henry.
Ms. Ark Henry. Right, let's just set the stage, okay? Big Ms. Ark Henry was played by X-Pac, okay? D'Lo Brown, or Bilo, as they called it, was played by Road Dogg Jesse James. The Godfather was played by Billy Gunn. China was just there. And, and then Triple H played The Rock, or The Croc. And they were blacked up, okay? Now, let's just say this. As a kid watching it, we just thought it was funny. You look at it now as an adult, that shit was motherfucking racist. These guys are blacked up, Sugs. What can I say? It was racist, wasn't it?
Mate, it's still funny. Shit's still funny.
Still funny. But it was an Attitude Era. It was like, all areas are a go. Literally, there's just no holds barred. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, it is what it is. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Steve?
Guess who's back? Back again.
Steve just comes in right at the end of the show just to say hi, people. That is just great and perfect. Steve, what happened?
Oh, bloody power cuts, I tell ya.
What happened?
We were just about to start the show and the power just went. It just completely went. Everything in the house just completely went. I couldn't even get mobile signal on my phone.
Oh, wow. But you know what? He's too legit to quit. He gets the power back on, comes in right for the end of the show, right before the In the Words Of, which the In the Words Of is Triple H playing The Rock, DX versus The Nation, by the way, Steve, which I know you can't wait to hear. But I'm glad you made it back, my friend. We actually just said that you were definitely going to be back next week. Are you not?
I should be, yeah.
All right, cool. Along with Bingus. So, yeah, glad you're back to listen to In the Words of Triple H.
Oh, wait. Let's get some feedback. Steve's he's made it. So, Steve, you can just roll with it. What were your thoughts on Hell in a Cell, first of all?
Hell in a Cell is a bit of it was better than Battleground. I didn't think it was anything too special. I was a bit miffed at the reasoning behind the Shawn Michaels heel turn. Because when he kicked Bryan's head off, I was thinking, oh god, please don't let it just be the reasoning. He hit my friend. That's all I want. And then they revealed that on Raw, and I was like, but no, I thought Raw was pretty good as well. A lot of new stuff happening. Got the Wyatts and Bryan and Punk. You've got Kane demasking again. So there's a lot of good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes next week.
Okay, what was your rating for Raw?
I'll probably give it an 8, really.
Oh wow, an 8.
I know.
Shugs gave it a 6. He did the fingers method and got to a 6.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the picture of Mark Henry, by the way?
Yes, he looks like a boss, doesn't he?
He does look like the boss, Rick Ross. Oh. He does look like him. Are you intrigued to see him looking like this on WWE TV?
Yeah, I'm a big Mark Henry fan. I can't wait to see him back.
I can't wait until that music hits. Just when it starts coming in. Somebody go and get their ass kicked.
I want to hear some remix by Rick Ross. That's what I want to hear. If he comes out to Rick Ross, the boss, oh my god, I will be marking out. Mark Henry, get that tune played, fam. Make them pay the royalties. Make them pay the royalties, god damn it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, in the words of Triple H from playing The Rock, the croc just came back from the bathroom and woo! You should have smelled what The Rock was cooking. I ain't faking. You should have smelled what The Rock was baking. When it comes to the croc and the ladies and the croc hits rock bottom, he has no choice but to lay the smackdown on himself. You know something, Mark Henry? I know you're the world's strongest man, but there is something the whole world wants to know. How do you get your pecs to go all the way round your body like that? All I'm going to say, nation, know your role, shut your mouth. DX has 2 words for you. Suck it, and you can choke on that, you sloppy jalopies. Woo! Steve, man, that was such good timing.